of cycle update. If you have not recognized the amaze sauce that is the CoinMarketCap's community for a good chuckle, you're missing out. CryptoTalk.fm. My name is Leicester. I'm your host. Following up, once again, folks, on Bone. And again, I was a whale in bone. Certainly not now, but at the time I was a whale in bone. That's why I'm doing the coverage, because I was a whale in bone, and I follow it at a surface level, and I've told people multiple times the problems with the SHIB ecosystem, the problems with Bone itself. I've done multiple different uploads where I'm talking about these issues, and I've been telling people, I'm sorry, your project's in the crapper. It's not going anywhere. We're seeing run-ups all over cryptocurrency, and Bone seems to go down, down, down. Now, I happened to be stumbling because I was looking at other stuff. I happened to stumble across CoinMarketCap's community, and I looked at the Bone community, and boy, the comments are amazing. I wanted to take a moment, dedicated episode to reading off some of these hilarious comments, and I do encourage you to partake in the comments on the CoinMarketCap community because it's going to give you a laugh and a chuckle. Because if you're one of those that's such a diehard believer, you're in the cult that is SHIB, and you're a diehard believer in it, you're a diehard believer in Leash. I had somebody on the video with Bone getting kicked off that Sarush X garbage, actually downvoted, like literally. We're not making it up. It's on Sarush's site. I read from Sarush's site, so it's not fake. It's not FUD. FUD is false information designed to harm a thing. This is the truth. I know it's a bad thing for you, and I know it hurts your butt hurt over the fact that your token's getting kicked off of some ambiguous ass exchange, but that's what happened, folks. And now people are finally waking up. They're finally understanding. They're finally smelling what I've been smelling and what I've been telling. That rhymes. Here, let me go down the list here. User It's DB says, quote, "Clown mod, the only defender left." And he's referring to a post that looks like it's coming from, I don't know if this is Discord. It looks like it's Discord. Where it comes, I guess this is a mod, Mazriel.shib, who had said, have you listened to, basically somebody was talking about nothing surprising anymore. You got to zoom out to see the bigger picture. There's not really going on. I didn't see the full post because it's just a quote. But this Mazriel said, quote, "Have you listened to any of the podcasts or biweekly magazine or YouTube or Spotify? Extremely active. I don't think there's any other that's such active. This is lack of Dior. That's facts. Now, if God can pour after they Dior, I don't know." So, listen. People don't give a damn about SHIB being on a podcast. People don't care about the SHIB magazine, especially because it's email, it's garbage. People don't care about your YouTube updates because that's a rant video. I heard one of them, and it was some guy, and he was ranting, talking about, I think it was Shiboshi even, talking about, all the stuff I've done for you. I can't believe, how could you, like, all you're doing is ranting. There's nothing that's talking about how you're going to fix the tokens, because the tokens are what people care about. Nobody cares about Spotify. I don't even know what that is. I'm assuming it's a podcast source. Nobody cares about these things. What they care about is that your token's going up, not down. Because it's inexplicable at this point that Bone is so far down despite everything running up, and they want you to address that. And we know what happened. I broke it down in the other episode. I'm not going to waste time here. Bottom line is that you failed the community, and this is why they're flacking on you, because you failed the community, and it's not going to get any better before it gets worse. User BoneCoin1000X, ironically, says, quote, "The team, God will call you to account for all your unjust earnings." User BoneCon, ironic name, says, quote, "ETH is being stolen from this token. Their only concern is keeping Treat and Leash afloat. Even if this token falls, that's okay. The team is scamming everyone. They're ashamed. They fled Dubai and Qatar, and they can't make it back to Earth. They're defeated. They're finished. I think they're not even breathing anymore. Even the exchanges have figured out what they're made of." And then this is the super long one. User Give Us Justice says, quote, "Bone's not to blame. It's moving in the right direction. The core issue lies with the current SHIB leadership. It's evident that some team members lack a fundamental understanding of blockchain and Web3. Much of the content they share appears to be copied or repurposed from external sources. Shiboshi Kasama, no matter how committed, cannot carry the ecosystem alone. Stop. I'll go, but break." So, lacks a fundamental understanding of blockchain and Web3. Abso-fraggin-lutely. But I would take it even a step further. It's not even a lack necessarily, although there's a lack. That's not it. It is they're in the bubble. They don't understand that people outside the bubble don't care about what they're doing. And even the people inside the bubble, the stuff that they're doing hasn't been popular since 2021. So you got a double whammy. You're dealing with people that are just so far up their own ass that they don't get why the thing's going down. So they don't know what to do about it. And they're too proud to ask for help because all he's doing is putting out cologne-scented books. Quote, to this day, the SHIB Metaverse on OpenSea still lacks official verification. Had it been verified, Bone's value would likely have appreciated as it's all part of an interconnected ecosystem. Stop. So, what now? Bone and Shib certainly is a pair, and Bone and Leash is certainly a pair. I was not aware of Bone and Shiboshis being any sort of connect. If that's true, that's dangerous because you're talking, I said, NFTs have no popularity and the Shiboshi wasn't going to go anywhere. So if that's true, that they've tied it all in together, no wonder Bone can't get off the ground. Quote, originally the SHIB ecosystem was composed of SHIB, Bone, Leash, the Metaverse, and Shiboshis. But now a flood of new tokens has emerged, leaving investors confused and uncertain about which tokens truly hold value. It's beginning to resemble a structured multi-level marketing operation. Stop. He's referring to a pyramid scheme. He's just being nice about it, but that's basically what he's describing. Because I knew about Treat that had been launched, and I kept saying, you keep launching these new tokens. First you talk about SHIB and you say SHIB is the heart and soul of all of it. And then you say, okay, Bone is going to be the governance token. And then you say, Bone's going to be the gas for Shibarium, not SHIB. Oh. Then you're talking about Treat's going to take over as the reward instead of Bone. Oh. I didn't know about any other tokens, but I do know that they are spinning up more shinies. That is absolutely appropriate to say that. Quote, those who purchased land in the SHIB Metaverse, particularly in the Shiboshi zone, have suffered the most financially. They bought at peak prices and now are forced to sell at a loss. Stop. So what they're talking about here is a pump and dump scheme. I didn't go into the Metaverse. I read about it. I remember that. And I remember looking at some of the land and I knew it was going to be a scam. So I didn't go in it. But what he's talking about is that the prices were inflated up front. If you remember, and if you look at the graphs, that's what happened with Leash. That's what happened with Bone. Same thing. They start high and there's a pump and dump and then they're going to crap out. So anybody who FOMO'd into that Metaverse garbage thinking it was going to go anywhere when Leicester at CryptoTalk.fm warned you it was not going to go anywhere, well, yeah, they got wrecked. Of course that was going to happen. Quote, I accept that tokens such as SHIB may experience value drops, even to their lowest points. However, it's critical that we re-examine the leadership at the helm of this project. Do they truly possess the knowledge and capacity or capability to steer the great SHIB ship forward? Stop. Of course, I've talked about Satoshi and the clone-scented book and the fact he's an idiot and the fact he's in the bubble. This is a given. I've talked about the fact that they don't seem to understand that they need to be on exchanges. I've talked about the fact that everything that they're doing is stuck in 2021 and they've never advanced with the times. See, this is people waking up and understanding what Leicester said to be the truth, which is that these people don't know what the F they're doing and it's killing the project. And other projects have bypassed them by far and away. Quote, and this is the end, please take the initiative to learn, grow, and deepen your understanding. Only with real knowledge can you lead this extraordinary ship. Without it, SHIB risks sinking to the bottom of the ocean. Yes. And then Bonecoin 1000, which was the other one, said, quote, the team thinks about themselves, pickpockets who can't hold on. User Chiva Satana says, quote, the Bone team was never about getting a true ecosystem, I think you mean ecosystem, up and running. The moment they accepted ETH for land and not the native token SHIB, so he's referring to the Metaverse garbage, I knew that they were in it for the money. If you tagged them in the post, they would have blocked you. They're not concerned about what the community thinks of the options for improvement. They have a communist idea of running this ecosystem. I think he means ecosystem. The real problem is we can see the fraudulent wallet activity that's boosting the price of their tokens. Everyone's aware this is a game to them for them to make money. Stop. So this person makes an allegation that's very interesting, and I wasn't in it, so I'd love to hear from you. CryptoTalk.fm, hit comment form or hit comments below. What this person is saying is that when the Metaverse launched, they didn't want SHIB to buy the land. They wanted ETH. And the allegation is that they wanted ETH because they basically just wanted your money. This is actually very consistent with Mr. Cologne-scented book wanting 1 ETH for a physical book. Apparently, this is what the person is alleging, apparently all of these pushes to get ETH out of you are because they just want to get your money in multiple ways, and they're basically scamming you with what's essentially a pyramid scheme. I'm not making an allegation or definitive claim. I'm going off what's being stated by your very community, Mr. and Mrs. Bone people, who don't seem to understand how much damage you've done to the business of your project. And now you got the sentiment at rock bottom, which is not going to help your project. Meanwhile, All these garbage projects are bypassing you in terms of price, in terms of volume, in terms of popularity, and you don't seem to want to get a clue. Now, here's what we do about it. Allegedly, Shiboshi stepped down. Why did he step down? Is it possible he stepped down because he got all the money he needed? He knew he wasn't going to get any more money out of a turnip. Maybe that's why he did it. I want everybody listening to me that's in or thought about being in, wanted to be in, considered being in the bone, shib, leash, tree, Shiboshi, whatever ecosystem. You thought about getting in there. I want you to seriously consider something. If you want to roll the dice on a dying ecosystem, by all means. I'm not suggesting that SHIB is dead. I am saying it's a dying ecosystem because so many are bypassing it and we're seeing more garbage. The Pengu garbage got listed on Binance straight away. There's more garbage that's showing up that's taking attention and money away from your project. If you're fine with that and you want to sit on it like Kuma Inu until you lose it all, by all means. I can't tell what to do with your cash. I will tell you, you're being led by a blistering idiot to the point I wouldn't be surprised if it was idiot Vitalik, the rug puller himself, because they seem to act the same. And they're all up in their ass, and no matter what, you're the one that's going to have to foot the bill for this garbage that's happening with this ecosystem.